Hello, I'm Crafty Carol from craftycarolscards.co.uk and I'm back with some more cards using the gorgeous, I don't know why I've left all this stuff piled up here, using the gorgeous Dragonfly Garden stamp set, which comes with a matching punch. So you've got these lovely flowers here, some butterflies, two different dragonflies and various lovely sentiments, and the punch matches and cuts out both of these stamped dragonflies. It also does a little tiny dragonfly just for fun. So let me show you the cards I've made with it. This is the first one. So this is, and I've obviously, as you always have to, stamp the envelope as well. So this is the first card, and this is made, and it's so simple because it's just using the gorgeous In Color glimmer paper, it's called, and it comes in all 5 In Color colours, which is beautiful. So I've just stamped these and punched them out, stuck them on here, used some of the soft succulent one behind the sentiment and a little bit of ribbon just to finish it off. So it is really simple, and I just wanted to show you how quick and easy it is to make. So here's all the bits I need. So I've actually already done part of it because why not? You don't want to go and wait while I go and do things. So I've cut just a basic white card base, and then I've cut a piece of soft succulent, or you could use the glimmer paper if you wanted, just to fit, so it's slightly narrower. So this is the normal card base, 21 by 14.8, scored at 10.5. So this is 9.8 by 14.8. And then slightly smaller again, a piece of basic white for across the front, and this is 9.2 by 14.8. So I've already embossed this. I think it looks nice. In the sample card there, I'd used one of the flowery embossing folders, which is actually retired. This is the fern embossing folder, which is just totally beautiful. Hopefully you can see it well there. So that's the base of the card, very easy to make. So it's just a matter of sticking that together quickly. So I tend to use the multi-purpose glue, the Tombow, for sticking these things on. And the reason is because it gives you a little bit of wiggle room, which is always good if you don't get something on quite straight the first time. Because I've cut both of these pieces the length of my card, I do want to make sure they're straight. Otherwise I'm going to have bits sticking out either side, which is no good at all. So that's my first bit. Then I'll stick on, oh, that's the reverse. So I shall stick on the fern embossed piece, basic white. So how good's that? And I've just realised I was going to put the wrap the ribbon round, but I won't. I shall just do it slightly differently, which is no problem. So again, I'm just trying to get that even, so I've got the same gap either side, and that forms my card base really simply. So to do the dragonflies, got my dragonfly stamp on here, and I'm actually going to use, I've tried different things. I tried Memento first, and Memento does produce a nice dragonfly, no doubt about it, but it doesn't really show up. So for these, I've actually stamped that one already. I'm actually using Stays On, which is a lovely, very pungent ink pad. I quite like the smell actually. I'm sure it's not good for me, so I probably shouldn't be sniffing it, but I quite like it. So just going to ink up the dragonfly, make sure it's well covered, which it is, and stamp it on here. Making sure I've really covered it out. There we go. I'm going to leave it just to dry slightly before I start punching it out, because this will, the Stays On ink takes a little while to dry. So just be careful that you don't start to fiddle with it too quickly. And I really need my Stays On cleaner for this, and I haven't got it, so I'm just going to give it, I haven't got it handy, so I'm just going to give this a big rub with my pad just to get the worst off. Doesn't harm your stamps if it does get a bit, if they do get a bit stained, by the way, so don't panic about that. So there are my 3 dragonflies. Ever so simple, just punch out once you've stamped them. So I'm just sliding that into my punch, line it up nicely. I'm trying to do this in the camera, which means I've got to lean across a little bit to make sure it is lined up. And there we go. just punch it out. Now what I'm also going to do, oop, a little bit stuck there. Typical, getting my paper stuck in the punch just as I'm trying to do something on video. There we go, bits out. So what I am going to do is I'm just going to use another little bit of this just in the top, because I do want one of these little dragonflies punched out as well. So these just punch out as plain. There is no stamp to go with those, just a little tiny one. And that's because for the inside of the card, I just cut out 3 of those to put down. Hopefully you can see the shimmer on them. That's absolutely glorious paper, this, it really is. So that's my pink one. Let me punch out the other 2, hopefully without getting the glimmer paper stuck. Again, another time. I tried to pull it out through the bit that I'd already punched, which obviously was rough, and that was very silly. There we go, punch that one out. There, see, it eases on perfectly well on that one. And finally, this one in the gorgeous Fresh Freesia. There we go. So, oh, I need to punch my little ones, don't I? I've forgotten, I've got one pink one, so I want one. Oh, I am having trouble getting this out. Obviously, this is just because I am on doing videos. I'm struggling with this. That might be enough, actually. Can I get one out of this? Might be able to, just fiddly. Tap it in. Where's my pokey tool? Yeah, it's enough room to get one out of there. There we go. I'll get the remnants out there. Which was the other colour I needed? Oh yes, my pale papaya. I need one cut out of pale papaya. There's that one. There we go. So that's how easy it is to punch out. It took me a while just because I was getting all my bits stuck there. Just get rid of these, the detritus. There we go. So I forgot, as I say, to stick my ribbon down. Oops, reach it here. But that doesn't matter because I can just cut a piece to go across, and that's fine too. So let me get my ribbon scissors. Little tip, it's always a good idea to have some scissors that you keep just for ribbon, because then you're not going to blunt them on paper and then struggle to cut your ribbon. So there's my piece of ribbon. I'm going to cut another piece because I want to just add a little knot to that. And you need a tiny piece for that. So I'm going to stick that down. I'll just use some tear and tape, I think, to stick that down. So I'll get a piece to go across there. And stick this down across the bottom. Try and make sure I've lined it up and get it nice and straight. There we go. The beauty of this ribbon is the tear and tape fits exactly into the middle, so you can't see it at all. And then with this piece, ooh, I'm just going to tie. I really was mean with that, wasn't I? Let's see if I can. Thank you, Gus. We don't need your huffing. It's just long enough to tie a knot. There we go. It is perfectly okay to tie a knot, but I made it hard for myself, definitely. There we go. So that I'm just going to stick on with a glue dot. Where are my glue dots? Let me just grab a couple of glue dots here. Just quickly get them off the roll. There's one. Oop. Oh, it doesn't want to come off my pokey tool. There's another. I'm just using 2 just to make sure it's not going to come off at all. You could put this underneath the ribbon and tie it on, but I think it's easier to shape where you want that to go when you don't. There we go. So now I just need, I've forgotten to get that out. I'm going to use Thank You For Your Kindness again because I like it. Oh, I need a block. All this reaching across you. Where is my block? Definitely, oh, it's there. my filthy blocks. So now I am going to go back to Memento, and just on my piece of scrap I'm going to stamp the sentiment. So they're lovely sentiments in this set. Thank you for your kindness. For a true friend, you are an inspiration. What's the other one? May good things grow all year long. So we're going to go, thank you for your kindness. I just clean that. So now I'm just going to trim that down. Move those to the side for a second. Make sure it's straight, because I'm going to show you a little tip. You'll see on my first card I've actually made a sort of pointy end to my sentiment piece, because I do think just having it like that is a bit boring. So on this card, did a bigger piece, look, but I've made it pointed at each end, and sometimes it can be really difficult to work out exactly where to put the points. So I just want to show you, if you've got a board that has markers on it, or you can find one that does, then if you place it here, so I'm going to place this so it's between two lines. Thank you, Gus. We don't need your huffing. Got a lot of huffing today. Then all I'm going to do is, that was right there, so I'm going to use that one. So I'm marking the top and the bottom and the side. Now I just want to make sure that is just over 3. That is under 3, so we need to make that 2.5. So let's just go to there. Where are we? So what did I say that was? 2 and a bit. So from there I want it 2 and a bit. So I just need to take a little bit off there. Make sure I've kept the middle one so I can still see it. So then, using my scissors, you could use your trimmer, I'm just going to trim off the ends so that this means that my pointy bits are the same. So having marked the same points up and down and the point in the middle, I can now cut to make a really even point, because it can be really, really difficult to work out where you're going otherwise. And it's ever so easy to make it skew whiff, or one not the same size as the other. But I now know that those are exactly the same size points either side, which is brilliant. So that is going to go on there. I've got a bit of the green shimmer here, lovely shimmer paper. So I think I'll actually have a bit on top. I'm just going to rub out, where is my rubbing? Honestly, I can't find a thing today. Here we go. Just going to rub out the pencil marks because we don't want those staying on. And then I can just use some of the fast fuse here. And I'm going to stick that on so it's got a little bit of a border. And then I can simply use this as a template and keep the same sort of size border all the way around. So I can cut out. This is the easy way to make a nice little layered sentiment without worrying too much about measurements. You're just basically working around whatever sentiment you're using. So the only thing to be careful of here is make sure your points fit with where the points are on the main sentiment. So there we go. I'm going to put that on with dimensionals. And make sure my points line up with my ribbon. And there is the sentiment. So now it's very simply, we can stick these on. Little clue, I use my bone folder just to add a little bit of shape because it's very flat, but if you just very gently just scrape along the wing with the bone folder, can you see how it just curls the wings beautifully? And we're going to stick glue dots down the middle and to put them on. So I'm just going to do these, and then rather than you watch me fiddle with glue dots, by the magic of video, I'll not waste your time, and then I'll show you how we're going to put them onto the card. Just a little note about the glue dots. I've put one whole one on the head, one on the body, and then I've just using my fingers or the pokey tool just to wrap a glue dot around it so that it's a thin, long glue dot instead of a round thing that's going to stick out, so it will fit on the tail of the dragonfly. So hopefully you can see that. So now it's just a matter of deciding where we want to put them. So I think we'll have one here and one here and the final one up here. That's how quick and easy it is. So the only thing to do now is I'm going to add my 3 little ones inside, and I'm just going to use a little bit of Tombow on the back of each of those. I'm just going to group them together inside here. Doesn't really matter, you can put them wherever you want obviously, but I'm going to do just a little grouping here. And the final one. That just adds a little bit of interest to the inside. It's a thank you card, so I don't tend to stamp a sentiment inside because you want to write a thank you message, don't you? So hopefully you can see there's just that little bit of shape to the wings that from the bone folding we did. And the final thing I'm going to finish it off with is simply to add something to the dragonfly bodies, just to make them look really fun. I'm going to use pokey tool. I'm going to use some of these gems. These are the In Color opal rounds, and they're just gorgeous. So we're going to put one in each of the dragonfly bodies that matches the colour. So there's a polished pink. There's my fresh freesia, and here's my pale papaya one. And that I think just adds a little bit to the dragonflies, makes them look gorgeous. So really quick and easy card. Do like the stays on because it really does bring out the detail in the dragonfly wings, which is just so beautiful. And that In Color Shimmer is just to die for. Absolutely beautiful stuff. So I hope you enjoyed that card, and I will see you again soon for another one. If you would like more information or to watch the videos again, they'll all be on my Craft Along blog, where you can find the moving dragonfly card I made and another one I've made with vellum using a slightly different technique. Thanks for joining me today. Please subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.